Hey everyone. So I would like to talk to you today about a parable that Jesus tells us about in Mark 7, where he teaches us about what defiles us. He tells us in verse 15 that nothing outside a person can defile them by going into them. Rather, it's what comes out of a person that defiles them. This parable begins with the story about the Pharisees and some of the teachers of the law who had come from Jerusalem and gathered around Jesus and saw some of his disciples eating food with unwashed hands. See, the tradition was that the Pharisees and all the Jews did not eat unless they gave their hands a ceremonial washing. This was holding to the tradition of the elders, especially when returning from the marketplace. They also observed many other traditions, such as the washing of cups, pitchers, and kettles. So, in verse 5, we're told that the Pharisees and teachers of the law asked Jesus, "Why don't your disciples live according to the tradition of the elders, instead of eating their food with defiled hands?" He replied, "Isaiah was right when he prophesied about you hypocrites. These people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They worship me in vain. Their teachings are merely human rules." You have to let go of the commands of God and are holding on to human traditions. He also continued to tell them about other ways that they had set aside the commands of God in order to observe their own traditions, nullifying the word of God by living by their own cultural practices which they had handed down. So, continuing in verse 17, we're told, after he had left the crowd and entered the house, his disciples asked him about this parable. He literally asked them, "Are you so dull? Don't you see that nothing that enters a person from the outside can defile them? For it doesn't go into their heart, but into their stomach, and then out of their body." In saying this, of course, Jesus declared all foods clean. But he went on, "For it is from within, out of a person's heart, that evil thoughts come: sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, lewdness, envy, slander, arrogance, and folly. All these evils come from inside and defile a person." So, let us think about that and keep it in mind as we go forward and consider how we are to live as children of God. Well, thank you everybody for listening, and I hope this was a blessing to you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. You take care.